You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello everybody and welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends rewatch podcast with me, Billy, and her Noosk. How you doing, Noosk?
Her? What? Also, did you turn it up?
No.
I felt like you turned it up
You
at
are
one point.
you are far too drunk for this. We are mere seconds in and you are slurring your words.
I'm having a hydrolyte and it's making my tum numb.
And your snacky snacks are on the way, but you will not be able to eat them on mic. You do realise that, yes?
The people would love to hear me have snacky snacks.
They don't want to hear you chowing down on your nuggets and mustard sauce. And they don't want to hear me eating my double quarter pounder meal.
Wait, did you order that?
Yes, I did.
What the fuck?
You're not the only one who's been drinking, Noosk.
That's true.
But we're not here to talk about drinks this week or nuggets. We're here this week to talk about Friends, of course.
I like
and
Friends.
This week we're talking about the one with 5 steaks and an eggplant.
I love that one.
The 5th episode of the 2nd season of Friends and the 29th episode overall. It aired on October 19, 1995, and it was written by Chris Brown.
Oh, fucking Chris Brown.
And
who even is Chris Brown?
And I do believe it's my turn to do the synopsis this week. So
Good. That's good.
All right, let's see how that goes. It's a pretty easy one, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chandler answers the phone, and it is a woman looking for a man called Bob. He lies and says that he's Bob because he wants to play games with her and try and get her in the sack. Meanwhile, Monica gets a new job, and to celebrate her job, they all go out for a fancy dinner. 3 of the guys are feeling a bit pov about that because they don't have much money and they already have to go out for Ross's birthday, including going to a Hooty and the Blowfish concert, and so they start fighting about money, and then Chandler finds out that he's actually not good in bed. He's awkward and bumpy. How'd I go?
That was pretty good. There's no C storyline this episode.
No.
Just an A and
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that.
So the cold open of the episode, we start in the guy's apartment. Ross is sitting there. He misses Julie. I guess that she's gone away.
Julie's away.
I guess. I kind of wish that they would just say that, because our first thought was, oh, did we miss an episode? Did they break up?
Yes, because sometimes that happens. Our Plex rearranges things.
Yeah, but it seems like she's just gone away. Joey's not home at the moment. Chandler is trying this screening thing on his phone. Do you remember when this was like a legitimate thing, when people would screen phone calls?
They still do that now. What are you talking about? I do that with you all the time. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I
never
guess,
screen your call.
No, but the difference is that back then, because you had a live answering machine, you could listen. You can't do that anymore. It's all
cool.
Digital.
It's cool back then because you can listen as well what they're calling you about.
Yes.
So you can decide midway through to answer it and be like, oh, sorry, I just couldn't get to the phone.
Yeah.
I was in the toilet.
But as it turns out, the phone call's not even for them. It's a woman looking for a man named Bob.
It's not Bob. It's Barb.
She's a very attractive sounding woman who is very drunk and apparently very naked and is looking for Bob.
Bob here.
Yes, of course Chandler answers the phone.
Because he's desperate and alone.
Yeah. So after the credits, we're still in the guy's apartment. Chandler is still on the phone to this woman. They seem to be having quite the conversation. He asks what she's been up to. She says, aerobics, partying, and yes, they are my legs on the new James Bond poster.
Yeah. Let's find... Okay, hear me out. Let's find 3 ways you can tell a woman character was written by a man. She does exercise in a leotard. She's drunk and naked.
Yep.
She's been partying, which obviously means she's loose.
Oh my goodness.
That's what
you
men
have
think.
Had too much.
No, that's what men think. and her legs are on the James Bond poster. Fuck off. Who was this? Chris Brown. The Chris Brown?
Not the Chris Brown.
That we know of.
But Chandler says that he loves her.
Yeah, well, of course he would.
So he invites her to meet up at the coffee shop tomorrow.
Yep, and of course Ross reminds him that you don't look like Bob. You might do a good Bob impression, but you don't look anything like him. And when Bob doesn't turn up and rejects her, she will fall into the arms of the guy at the table next to her.
Yeah.
And of course Ross is like, you are pure evil, which of course leads to, pure evil. And then Chandler holds up his other hand. Horny alone.
Yeah,
I've done that. Ha 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 ha. So funny.
I do think that's a funny line.
No. But it's all just like men being written in the 90s by other men. It's just lame.
Yeah, the whole conceit of that whole storyline is lame. It is. Also, I don't think it would work.
No. This is what I mean. It's a man writing a woman. We're not that stupid, guys. We don't just go, oh, the guy at the table seems really nice. Okay. That's not how it works, you fuckwits.
What if I was the guy at the table?
No. Fuck off.
Oh, ouch.
No. Because I am suspicious. I've been set up.
Okay.
He doesn't sound that much like Bob. All right, so after the ba-bum-bum-bum.
The sting.
Yes.
Yep.
We're at the apartment, the girls' apartment, and Chandler's doing something, but I don't remember what.
Oh my God, we literally just watched it.
Yes.
Ross is on the phone to Julie.
Oh, to Julie. That's right. He's like, oh, everyone say hi to Julie in New Mexico. And everyone's like, hi, Julie, hi, Julie. And then we, of course, have to get Rachel. Hey, Julie.
And while Ross is distracted on the phone, Chandler uses this opportunity to remind the others that they owe him money for Ross's birthday.
Yes. What is $62 in today's inflation?
Oh.
Yes. I would like to work that out, please.
Okay.
Because even now, if someone said to me, we're all chipping in $62 for blah blah's birthday, I don't know. I don't know if it's an Australian thing or just a growing older thing. You just really don't get each other gifts anymore, and I'm fine with it.
Okay, $62 in 1995 is worth $128.07 in today's.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And he's like, yeah, but we've got the tickets and the dinner and the cake. And then Joey's like, do we need a cake? Yeah, good point, Joey. You're not all 10. Do you need a cake?
Yeah, no,
He's a grown-ass adult.
I'm with Joey on that one. Like, I'm not a huge cake eater. Like, if I want a cake for my birthday, I want like a cheap Woolies mud cake. But like, yeah, I don't need
Woolies
a cake.
mud cake are in a special relationship together, and I'm not a part of it.
But yeah, I do not need a cake for my birthday at this age. What I want for my birthday at this age, I probably shouldn't say it on mic, but it involves you.
What? Shush. Oh my God, stop. No, what we want is a babysitter.
Yes.
And to go out and eat expensive Japanese food.
Yeah, but
we don't expect our friends to come and participate in that.
No. Absolutely not.
No, and he's got Julie, so it's not like he's all alone and they have to cheer him up or some shit. Like, come on. Yeah. Just play some cards and drink some beer. Yeah. I don't know, hammer over some drywall.
So he guilts them into feeling like they must, though,
this is
because
for
it's
Ross.
for Ross. So they all agree. Chandler has to go, though. He has his date with Jade from the phone.
Jade. Stripper's name.
Oh my, you were just firing off at everybody today. Good Lord. Did you know that 50% of our audience is named Jade?
Shit. Fuck, you didn't tell me.
So after they leave, then Joey and Phoebe and Rachel have this chance to say, sometimes I feel like they don't understand that we don't earn as much.
No, they haven't even said that much yet. Like all Rachel has said is, what are you guys doing tonight? Joey's like, well, gotta save up for Ross's birthday, so
I guess I'm eating dust bunnies. Yeah.
Is this what living in New York is like? You literally never cook, ever?
I guess.
That's wild to me.
Like, honestly, even in Australia, I saw a TikTok today, which obviously is an exaggeration and a joke, but it was it was, two mates, and one is like, oh man, I can't believe that you bought Subway for lunch. Like, that is such a flagrant waste of money. I went to Woolworths and I bought the ingredients to make myself a nice chicken sandwich. And the joke is that they spent the exact same amount.
Yeah.
But
because the cost of living is so high.
Yeah. It's fucked.
Having said that, he might have ingredients to make more sandwiches after that.
This is true. That's
once the Subway sandwich is gone, it's gone forever. And you live with the regret that you spent your money on a Subway sandwich instead of a cheeky cheeseburger.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, I believe the delivery has just arrived.
Fuck yeah. Why are you sitting here? Go and get it.
Well, no. Let's just finish the scene.
It's getting cold.
It's gonna be cold anyway. Have you ever gotten McDonald's delivered? It's fucked.
It is. It's always cold. It's gonna be colder.
So let's just finish the scene.
Okay. You've forgotten everything.
Have we finished the scene?
No. So he's like, oh, I'm going to save up for it. And Phoebe's like, it's not like we can say no. It's for us. and then Joey makes the, and it's always got to be somewhere nice. We got to go here or there. Like we have money to go here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that's not even the end of it for the poor povos, because then Monica waltzes in.
The povos. How good is the word povo? Fucking love it. And then that guy on TikTok brought it back. No, you can't afford flavored ice. You're povo. That wasn't very good accent.
That was a terrible accent.
I don't know what I was going for.
But Monica has very exciting news, because it was just a normal day at work. Saute.
No, excuse me. She says, chop, 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 saute.
Okay, so I guess the chop, chop, chop was very important, very vital to the story.
Yes, it makes the saute funnier.
But anyway, long story short, which I guess not that short because you interrupted me and made this incredibly long, but the head chef got fired and she got the job.
Yeah, and she's in charge of purchasing.
Yes. So she bumped into Chandler and Ross downstairs, and she thinks they should go out somewhere nice to celebrate. Somewhere nice.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere nice.
And Joey wonders how much he could get for his kidney. Probably a lot, honestly.
You reckon?
Well,
my understanding of the black... I only know this from horror movies. My understanding is that the kidneys get taken and you don't actually get paid for them, right?
Yes, but what if
you just wake up in a bathtub full of ice?
If you willingly gave it, you might get some money.
I don't know. Maybe in the States.
How much would you want for your kidney?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the human body. I know I have 2. Do I need 2?
No.
Okay.
That's why you could get rid of your kidney. You can also get rid of part of your liver.
But only part of, because you only have one liver.
Famously, yes.
Nobody probably wants my liver, because I probably have that fatty liver thing. But I reckon I could get a good couple of hundo for a kidney.
I follow a chick on TikTok who is suffering from liver rejection, and I'm sure she would love your liver if it was meant to be a good match, because... it's horrible. She's literally yellow all the time and in pain and puffy and has sores and stuff.
Yeah, that's what that song is about. They call me mellow yellow. Genuinely, I believe that is what that song was written about.
Oh, really?
Look.
That's the Caramello Koala song.
Maybe that was a rumor that I heard. Oh, no. Okay. Apparently, it's rumored to be about smoking dried banana skins, which was believed to be a hallucinogenic drug in the 1960s.
Is it?
Though this aspect of bananas has since been debunked.
Oh.
So it's apparently not.
People were like, I'm so high. I have such fat hands. Future reference.
So they went out at the coffee shop, and Chandler's theatre of cruelty has commenced. Him and Ross are sitting over at the window, that weird spot that they sit sometimes for no reason. But the reason is they're watching Jade, a very, very attractive woman, might I add.
Oh, is she?
Oh, yeah. You don't think so?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't throw it at bed.
She's no Jill Goodacre, but in terms of it's a lot of these 90s guest stars who are supposed to be extremely attractive are actually generally not.
The women all are. What are you talking about? The men are repulsive. They're yucky.
Yeah, I saw this meme the other day that was men, 30-year-old men in the 90s, 30-year-old men now, and it was George Costanza and Timothy Chalamet.
What a comparison.
What a shame, though, that I sit somewhere between those two. Closer to the George Costanza side, might I add. You didn't have to agree with that. You're cruel when you're drunk.
This is my theory of cruelty. Get on board.
And so Jade looks really upset, though. She's very pretty, but very sad because Bob has not turned up. Ross, of all people, is telling Chandler that what he's doing is wrong, that he should not do this because it's cruel. What if her and Bob are supposed to be together?
This is just like their way of trying to remind everyone that Ross is a hopeless romantic at heart and blah, blah, blah. Go cry me a fucking river.
So he makes Chandler promise that he's going to tell this girl the truth. He doesn't, though. He
well,
walks
I
over.
like that Chandler's point is like, we don't know Bob. He could be, he could be a raging asshole type thing.
We know me. We like me. Let me be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the right way to go about it. It's a cute point.
Yeah. So he walks over to Jade and he says, I have something to confess to you. Whoever stood you up is a jerk. He's brought tissues for her. She's very, very thankful of this. She says, how did you know?
Oh, I just knew I'm weird and sensitive. That's who I am. Shut up, Chandler. And also, like, women don't fall for this. Stupid. All right, so then we're at the fancy restaurant. And
No. You sounded a bit sarcastic there. This is a very fancy looking restaurant.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh,
I was looking
90s.
at this. No, I was looking at this going, man, I totally understand what Joey and Phoebe and Rachel are upset about. This place looks like this is the kind of place we would go on like our 20th anniversary. This isn't even just like a regular date night.
What, because it has a white tablecloth?
Yeah, and like crystal glasses and I don't know. It just it looks like 90s expensive to me.
Yes.
Tell you what though, the service is terrible.
The waiter is such a snob. But anyway, Ross is making a speech and he's like, here's to my sister who is the newly appointed head lunch chef. See, she's only the lunch chef.
Yeah, only for lunch.
Really? Are we going out somewhere nice for this? Come on, Monica. And then she has to interrupt. In charge of purchasing. So the newly appointed head lunch chef in charge of purchasing, who also gets her own little, desk and something when Roland is away.
Yeah.
I always think she's saying roller desk there. What were those? Oh, no, not roller desk. Roller decks.
Oh, a roller desk.
Yeah, decks. Remember those?
Yeah.
No. And then she keeps interrupting him and he's like, Demonica, ha ha ha, that's the joke. And we cut across to Rachel and Phoebes and Joey. And she's like, have you seen these prices? These are pretty ka-ching.
Oh, no, even before that.
Cha-ching?
Even before that, the waiter asks if they're ready to order. And they say, oh, sorry, we haven't even had a look at the menu yet. This waiter is a dick. For such an expensive restaurant, he's like, I'll be over there on the edge of my seat.
You remember when our friends from Germany came out and they were like, all the staff here are so lovely. Because in Australia, they're like, hi, here's my life story and how are you guys going? And like, we still talk about, what was that waiter?
Sean.
I miss Sean.
We say that all the time.
Like, I miss Joan. I missed Sean.
That was like 15 years ago now that we had.
Was it?
By Sean, yeah.
Fuck. Oh, Sean was great. Sean was from Melbourne. He was up here in Canberra. He was working at Lilo Tang, a Japanese restaurant that we were obsessed with. I miss Sean. He was great. That's what waiters are like in Australia. They're wonderful. Apparently in Germany, they're like, oh, you wanted to order because you have to call them over and they're like, what? Go and get it yourself.
So yeah, they're all while they're complaining about the prices. Chandler comes in. He's late because he was with Jade,
having an amazing afternoon.
Who left a message on Ross's machine. I have a bit of a bone to pick here.
Okay.
So the reason Chandler is late is that he was still with Jade. Mm-hmm. How did Ross then get a message from Jade at home?
Oh, good point.
Yes.
Good point.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe Chandler went to the bathroom and she was like, I'm going to call his voicemail and tell him good job.
Or maybe it was one of those really 90s things where from the restaurant, Ross called his answering machine to check his messages. But
yeah,
I don't know.
What is that?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
What a weird thing to have to do as well.
Yes.
And
but
everyone always does it like there's so much to check up on.
Yeah.
I don't remember voicemails being that much of a thing. Like you maybe had 3 at the most.
Yeah. But
Calm
see, but
down.
we're not busy New Yorkers, you see.
True. We're
But
boring Americans.
so of course Chandler had to give Ross's number to Jade because Jade thinks that Chandler's number is Bob's.
Which just proves that this isn't going to work long term, Chandler.
Yes. But does it need to?
Yeah,
Does
I
it need
suppose
to?
not.
Does
He's
Chandler
having
want
the
it long
sex.
term, or does he just want the sex?
He wants the sex with the legs of the James Bond poster. What was the next James Bond poster? Like, what was the next James Bond
I
film?
believe this would have been
Or it could have been the
GoldenEye.
Oh, is that Pierce Brosnan?
It is Pierce Brosnan. Yes. Yep. So then they finally order, and this is I'm going to call a bullshit card here. I said before that this restaurant looks very fancy. This menu's not fancy.
Oh, it was for back then.
Joey orders a Thai chicken pizza.
That was fancy for in the 90s, honey. That was very exotic.
I guess. He asks if it would be cheaper if they left all of the leeks and nuts and stuff off.
Yeah, that's fucking fancy for back then. That's like classic pub fare now.
Yeah. Chandler orders the catfish. Now that is fancy.
Do you remember when our daughter and our niece were playing? And she was like, let's pretend we're at the pub with our babies. And our daughter was like, what's a pub? It's like a restaurant. No, it's not, babe. Your parents are basic.
Rachel orders the side salad, and as we learned last week during Lightning Round, she will have
Yeah.
it on the side of her water.
Yes.
And Phoebe orders a cup. Cucumber soup, which sounds horrific.
Also, cucumber soup is the worst. Do you remember years and years ago? Like, I think this was pre-kids even. I had terrible IBS and I wanted to do a cleanse.
Cleansing phase.
I
Yes.
had to do a cleanse to...
So many soups, so many cold soups.
So many cold
Like, soup is bad
soups.
enough.
Yeah.
But when you have it cold, it's just...
It's so depressing.
Oh.
It's just liquid cucumber.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the reason to live at that point? Having said that, the blueberry coconut one was very nice.
So they finish their meal, and it's time for the check.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note that the 3 povos are munching on breadsticks here because they're free in America.
Yes.
You get breadsticks everywhere for free.
I
What a delight that was.
am firmly on Team Povo here.
100%.
This is bullshit. So Ross gets the bill. He does his little math because he's a scientist. And it works out to $28 a piece. Because... I'm sorry. That's bullshit. You do not... The only time you split a bill like that...
Was when it was all share plates and stuff.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
at like a Chinese restaurant and you get like rice and dishes and you all just share a bit of everything.
Yeah.
You absolutely never split an a la carte bill like
Yeah.
this.
And they all, sort of balk at that. And he's
Well,
like,
they
oh, I'm
actually-
sorry.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to make Monica pay on her special night.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
he
not
ups
even,
it. Ups
It's not
it to
even her
32.
birthday. She just got promoted. Like, whatever. You're at the start of your life. You get promoted a lot, hopefully. Whatever.
But God bless Phoebe, queen of the world.
Yep.
She stands up and she says, no.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Nuh-uh.
For cold cucumber mush.
$38 for cold cucumber mush. And Rachel with a little side salad and Joey with his tiny pizza. I love the way she loses it at the tiny
Yeah.
pizza.
And so begins the discussion about money, which always becomes uncomfortable. No one likes to talk about money, but... especially Rachel here is very like, I don't want to get into this. It's going to make everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah,
But-
which is weird because she came from money.
Yes. But you know what? And this is where I will give credit. I actually think that that's really good because Rachel truly understands it. Like, she has now gone to the other side. And so I actually think it makes a lot of sense when Ross says, I guess I never think of money as an issue. And she says, that's because you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
She understands what that's like.
That's very true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember in our 20s, when we were in our apartment and we would always have our friends over. And I was always like, let's just pay for the pizza. Like, I never wanted it to be an issue that people like couldn't afford to hang out with us.
That's right. And like,
but at some point,
we
everyone
rich
has
by
to
any stretch.
I had a public service wage back then, so I wasn't rich, but like I had a very good and solid income. You were on literal peanuts. They actually paid you in peanuts.
Yeah. Which I didn't mind because I actually quite enjoy peanuts.
You love peanuts. Yeah. So it was fine. But yeah, I came from. So I grew up quite sort of like upper middle class, and then when my parents got divorced, I experienced literal poverty.
So much like Rachel, you kind of got both sides.
I guess so. Yeah. I am Rachel Green in a way. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, and
everyone always told you you're a shoe. You're a shoe. You're a shoe. You're a shoe.
I have magic beans. But yeah, until you experience the other side of it, it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Just to like have to think about, how am I going to make this work? What am I going to have to sacrifice instead just to not be awkward and be the Debbie Downer here?
I do have to ask, as if Monica is actually going to be that well off. She's a lunch chef at a restaurant, and this was her promotion. So she wasn't even like an actual chef.
But she's in charge of purchasing now.
A line cook or something. No way would she have been on any better money than any of the others.
Having said that, though, often, not always, because some places are assholes, but often you can, like the chefs and stuff will make everyone a lunch. So you can eat for free that day. And let's face it, like, look at all the women in this show. They're only eating once a day, probably. They're all the size of, like, my big toe. They turn sideways and disappear. Like, if you can not eat breakfast, which a lot of people don't, and then make it through to lunchtime, like, maybe your work provides a lunch or some kind of, you can snack on leftovers or things that are going to go off or whatever. Like, yeah, you only have to then pay for your dinner that night.
That was the best thing about working in visual effects for film as well. Like, sure, you didn't get paid a huge amount, but when you got into work, you could get whatever breakfast you wanted. They had like cereals and like toast and biscuits. And then once
biscuits for breakfast.
They had biscuits there all day.
And you don't mean American biscuits, you mean actual biscuits.
Like Tim Tams and shit.
Yum.
They
for
had
breakfast, though.
They had them there all day, every day. And every day at 3:00, everybody stopped working. Like, it was actually like a mandated thing. At 3:00, you stopped and had a biscuit break for 15 minutes.
I would love that. And I have a biscuit break every day at 3.
Yep, and once a week there was a full buffet lunch for like totally for free.
Oh.
And if you ever had to do overtime, like if you had to work late, they provided dinner as well.
As it fucking should be. Yeah. Bless Australia and its like good workplace laws. I mean, not every workplace follows them, but
no.
Most do, and it's mandated and it's good because how else are you supposed to live in this world where Tim Tams cost too much money?
Yeah,
and we need Tim Tams to live. We're Australian.
So anyway, they have the discussion and
it's all very awkward.
Yeah, and they say, it's. Chandler says, why didn't you ever bring this up before? And they say, well, because it's always something, It's Monica got a promotion. It's the Ross's birthday hoopla, which, of course, Ross is like, my birthday's going to be a hoopla? And
that gives me the shits because he's like, at first, I don't want my birthday to be the source of any, he's gonna say about like financial worries and what matters is we're all together, but then he's like, there's gonna be a hoopla, and then Rachel's like, well, there's the thing, and then we have to go to the actual thing, and he's like, there's a thing, like. That gives me the shit so much.
And it turns out the thing is that they were going to go see Hooty and the Blowfish.
Yeah. Were they a thing?
Oh, yeah. You don't remember the Hoot?
Nah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Hooty and the Blowfish slapped.
Okay, you're not cool.
I know.
Oh, good. So you know. Well, he basically says, so we won't go. Like, it's fine. And, Phoebe's like, thank you. But it's all... Everyone just sits there awkwardly. And then Chandler, to break the silence, because it's always Chandler, he's like, that Ebola virus, that's going to suck, huh? And everyone just looks kind of awkwardly at him. Rachel looks mad at him for mentioning Ebola. I don't know what that's about. But how funny, Ebola. It came back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that as a kid, had no clue what Chandler was talking about. Watched it as an adult, and I'm like, yeah, the Ebola virus does suck, I'm sure. So then we're back at the apartment and Phoebe and Joey and Rachel are conveniently sitting on the couches.
Yeah,
while-
it's weird. We cut like into like the middle. Of,
Yeah. And Monica and Chandler and Ross are like, what's in the bag?
Oh man.
I don't know. What is it?
It is like one of those high school sketches, like, where an improv group comes to tell you about the dangers of drugs or
Yeah.
something.
What's in this meth dealer's bag?
Yeah.
Meth. And we just say, no, thank you.
But what is in the bag is 5 steaks and an eggplant for Phoebe.
Phoebes, yeah.
Yep, it's dinner for 6.
Yeah, which is super cute. And Monica's like, oh, we changed meat suppliers and the guy gave me this as a thank you or some shit. Important to note, though, because that kind of comes back later. And Phoebe's like, oh, it's like a skit. Chandler's like, this wasn't so dorky out in the hallway. Which makes it even dorkier because they've rehearsed it.
Yes.
And then she's like, what else? And it's tickets to Hooty and the Blowfish
Yes.
for everyone.
And that is too much. I quite like this scene. I like that they are appreciative of the steaks and the eggplant. No one had to buy them. Monica got them for free from work. And it's like, look, this is a way for us to spend time together, have a nice meal, without it needing to be super expensive. But they view the Hooty and the Blowfish tickets as charity.
Yep. And then Rachel says, well, your gesture makes us feel about this small, to which Phoebe corrects and like pulls her fingers closer together. No, it's about this small. And Phoebe says, I'm just going to skip the concert because I'm not in a very Hooty mood right now.
Yeah.
I love the way she says it so dramatically. But like the others are so offended that they're offended.
You know what? There's a subreddit called Am I the Arsehole? Where people post a situation that they're in and they're like, look, this happened and this was the reaction. Am I the arsehole?
That's great.
Yeah.
I wish more people would access that subreddit, to be honest.
Yes.
More people need to be a little bit more self-aware. But anyway.
If this story was posted on Am I the Arsehole, I would very firmly respond with an ESH, which stands for everybody sucks here. They are all arseholes here. I'm not on either side for this scene, I gotta say.
Oh, okay.
I do think that it is patronizing of Chandler, Monica, and Ross, but I also understand that they are trying to do a nice thing.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be honest, if, like, I kind of feel the opposite to how a lot of people feel. Like, earlier when they were like, oh, of course, Monica shouldn't pay. My thing for this is like, it's Ross's birthday. Maybe he should buy for everyone to go. It's like when kids have a birthday party, the parents pay for all the guests.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Like, I'm like, it's your celebration. It's like if you're having a 40th.
I mean, but that's different though. If Ross had paid for everyone, including Monica and Chandler.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Fine.
He should have done that.
3 of them paid for the povos, so it's just highlighting the povo.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. Yeah. Look, the way they react at first, I think is fine, but then when they refuse to go, maybe is taking it a bit too far.
Yeah.
You can be like, oh, it's a little bit patronizing, but thank you so much. I appreciate the thought. Like, go and have a good time and be like, but in the future, don't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone storms out and Monica has to come back in and she's like, well, it doesn't stop for 6 hours, so we'll go then.
You missed my favorite line of this scene though.
What?
Which is as they're storming out.
Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that. I love that bit so much.
But we've bought the seats now. Well, and Phoebe, well, that's fine. You'll just have extra seats for all your tiaras and stuff. I love the way that Chandler jumps up. Why did you look at me when you said that?
So funny. Yeah. Men can have tiaras too, Chandler. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh my God.
So then we're in the guy's apartment just before Hooty and the Blowfish. Ross comes over to get Chandler and Chandler announces, I had sex today.
Yeah. Ross's reaction to this is weird. If a friend told me they had sex today, I'd be like, ew, go away.
Really?
Yes. What the fuck? I mean, maybe if it was a girlfriend and, okay, yes, maybe it's been a while, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, oh, good for you. But Ross's reaction is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, tell me more. What the fuck, mate? Like,
says, whoa, you had sex today? And Chandler said it sounds even cooler when someone else says it.
Like, guys, you're so lame.
I'm sorry to tell you, honey.
That's all men.
This is being a guy.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are all lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know. Anyway, Chandler finally gets his comeuppances, and it's so good to see. This is karma. So he's like, oh, it was amazing. She was biting her lip from, like, it was so good from screaming out loud. Blah, blah, blah. Sure, mate, whatever. So tell yourself whatever you want to believe, which he does. And then she calls. He answers the phone as Bob.
Well, he doesn't answer it first. He's still screening.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But,
he had
he
sex
answers,
today.
yes.
He never has to answer that phone again.
But he
what
ends
does
up
that even
answering-
mean?
Well, because the only reason you would answer a phone is to talk to a woman to try and have sex. He doesn't need to. He's had the sex.
As a general rule, I hate males. Just putting it out there.
But I'm different, right?
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next bit because that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So he ends up answering the phone. And because she says, I met a guy. I was really hurt when you didn't come the other day, but I met a guy. Mm-hmm. And so Chandler answers the phone. And he says, oh, you met a guy, huh? And she says, yes, in fact, I had sex 2 hours ago.
Yep, with him. And he's like, oh, how was he? Just pause. It's so good. The women in the audience all kind of like squeal laugh at that. It's really funny. And he's like, well, maybe he's just got a new style that
Maybe
you have
he's
to
got
get
a
used
cool
to.
new move.
And she, because she's saying it's all awkward and bumpy, and he's like, well, there wasn't much time to get used to it, if you know what I mean. And it's just so awkward because Ross can hear everything. I thought, and here's how my answering machine worked back in the 90s: when you pick up the phone, it transfers to the headset.
No.
Yes.
My memory of answering machines is that they would continue unless you actually stopped them.
Really?
Yeah, that's my memory.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Because you
I
got to
must
remember,
have had
these were
a fancy new one where it transferred.
See, because we had one of the ones that literally recorded onto a cassette tape.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe you were just spoiled little rich white girl.
I was at first. It's true. It's very true. Yes, I had space for my tiaras. Anyway, Ross can hear everything. And so it's just like it's a letdown because he thought he was good. And it turns out he's not good in bed. And then it's also really embarrassing because Ross, his friend, can hear everything.
Yep.
As well as the entire audience watching the show. I don't know. I can just hear the women in the audience and it tickles me pink.
You sound a lot brighter after your nuggies.
I'd be brighter even more if I had chips.
Well, you didn't ask for chips.
I didn't know they were an option. When someone says, hey, get me some nuggies, they mean in a meal with some chips.
Do you know what's really, really annoying?
That you're not giving me chips?
No. The special on Uber tonight was if you spend $25, you get a 10-pack of nuggies for free.
So why didn't you just do that?
Because I didn't realize I was going to spend that much. My meal was only $17.
$17 from McDonald's?
Well, yeah, because it's Uber. They up the prices of everything.
That's outrageous.
Anyway, let's return to Friends. So
Give me your chips.
I don't have any chips. I ate them.
You ate them all?
Yes.
Ugh, you're the worst.
So
you are the worst, Burr.
So the guys, and by the guys I mean the riches, at the concert, they're looking at the empty seats next to them, feeling a bit bummed. And
This is the saddest looking concert ever, by the way. They didn't even try to make it look like a stadium or an arena.
Hooty and the Blowfish were not an arena band.
Okay, sure, but it doesn't even look like it was at a theatre.
Yes, it does. You haven't been to enough concerts. I've been to band shows that were much smaller than this.
So have I with you.
Yeah.
Hooty and the Bluefish.
You didn't even know who they were at the start of this episode.
Yes, I did. They're Hooty and the Bluefish. Famously.
I think the venue looked fine.
No,
but anyway, they say
it's bad set design.
They're not going to be able to enjoy it without the rest of the guys here.
Oh, and then the song starts.
And they're about to get up and leave, but yeah, then the song starts and they say, well, it would be unfair to the band to leave now. Let's just stay for one song.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they're having a great time.
Yes. I love this cutback to the povos just sitting in the girls' apartment.
Trying to guess Joey's fingers.
Yeah. Come on, one more time.
Okay, 1. And he's like, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, that really seems like a Joey game. It's so cute.
Yeah. And then we cut back to the concert and it's ending. They say it was the best show ever. Chandler says, he's sad that the guys weren't here. And Ross goes, what guys? He's just so distracted. He's completely forgotten all about it.
Ross is just such a fucking sometimes, honestly.
Oh, my God.
You're going to have to bleep that out.
No, you make so much work for me.
It's true. But he is being a dog. Okay.
It's very late at night. We've had drinks. We've had nuggets. I'm going to have to leave this till tomorrow morning to edit. And then you're going to get mad at me for editing on a Sunday morning. Like, what do you want from me?
Okay. You can set an alarm for yourself on your watch. You will get up at 5:30 a.m. when our stupid kids get up. And you will go edit the podcast while I sleep in. Then, after editing, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go and get me some cheeky hash browns and wake me up with a cup of tea. Do it.
Okay, I will do that if then, while you take the kids shopping for their Halloween costume, I can go to the movies.
Fuck off.
Why?
No way.
Yeah.
Piss off.
But you don't want to see Terrifier 3.
Nobody wants to see Terrifier 3, Billy.
Some of us do, actually.
No, not really.
Yes.
Not really.
Yes.
You only have to see it for your stupid movie podcast. Nobody even listens to that. Everyone just listens to this one. Okay? This is where the cool kids are at. Just give it up.
Well, the cool kids are all at the Hooty and the Blowfish concert. When the concert ends, a man who apparently Monica used to babysit, but somehow looks older than her.
Oh, no, that's just the terrible, 90s and the hair. But, I get that they're trying to make him young, but, the friends are also young?
Yeah.
It's not... She's like, oh, I used to babysit you. And he's like, I'm a lawyer now. She's like, you can't be a lawyer. You're 8.
Yeah.
What's the age difference here?
Yeah,
surely
weird.
he is still in university to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Isn't Monica meant to be 25 or 26?
Yeah, exactly. That was my thought too.
What? That math isn't mathing.
The youngest that he could be is 5 years younger than her, right? If he was 8, they're not going to let someone younger than 13 babysit him.
I'm trying to think of the age I started babysitting.
12, 13?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was going to say maybe 12.
Yeah, so he can't be any younger than 5 years younger than her. So this kid has to be 19.
Or 4.
Yeah.
But either way, he's still in law school, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
But apparently his firm represents the band.
Sure.
So he invites them all backstage.
Are bands always giving out free tickets to their lawyers?
I wouldn't have thought
what
so.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Honey, so next Nutcracker, I was thinking we would give some free tickets away to our lawyers.
Well,
as if we haven't paid them enough money already.
He didn't even say that, he was their lawyer. He just said that the firm he works at represents them.
Yeah, what a crock of shit. And they're going to send the 19-year-old. Okay. The intern. Anyway, so they all have to immediately go and meet the band. And this line upsets me so much.
Yes, as
every single time I watch it, I forget this line until it's mentioned, and every single time I cringe. He's like, hey, were you one of the ones that fooled around with my dad?
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
Your dad needs to go to prison.
Yes.
What the fuck? But hey, it's the 90s comedy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get into it in a second. Because it comes back, of course. Okay, so then we're up to the crux of the episode. We're back at the cafe, and they're talking about, it was fine, the band was okay, but we missed you guys. And then they notice Monica's... Oh, sorry, but hang on. First, before that, she's like, I saw little Stevie Fisher there. And she's like, oh, I remember him. This is Rachel. How's his dad?
Yeah.
And
she fooled around with him.
The audience has a big laugh about that. He's a pedophile.
Jesus.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've established there was probably like she was maybe 13, 14. What the fucking fuck? It's not okay. And these, like, they're just making jokes about this.
Yeah.
This is, anyway.
But the guys try to say that, yeah, their night wasn't that great. It was kind of a bust until they notice the hickey on Monica's neck. And
Which she got from a blowfish.
yes.
Yeah, she tries to say she fell on someone's lips, says Rachel. They established that, yes, there was a bit of it wasn't a party, it was a gathering of people.
And the band.
And the band. And Phoebe's little rant here. Oh my God, you guys were up partying with the band while we were just at home guessing Joey's fingers? So funny. Oh my God. And Ross is like, you could have been there.
Oh, yeah, as part of your poor friend's outreach group.
Yeah, which is a good line from Rachel.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Ross.
But meanwhile,
you could have been there.
But while they're all arguing, Monica gets a beep on her beeper, which I still think is fucking ridiculous. She's a lunch chef. Why does she need a beeper for work? Like,
in case
why
there's a purchasing emergency,
Oh my God.
okay? And also, this is so cruel. You beep someone to call you to be fired.
Well, how else are they supposed to reach her? She doesn't have a mobile phone. They
Just
can't
talk to
call
her next time she comes in, or beep her to say, can we meet up, please? We have a serious issue to discuss. I don't know. It's just rough.
Yeah. But she gets fired because of the steaks and eggplant.
Yeah, it was a kickback, corporate policy, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone immediately stops arguing. It's a 90s sitcom.
Yeah.
And the waitress delivers her bill. It's $4.12 for her tea or whatever it was, coffee.
I want to call bullshit here. The guys only just walked in at the start of this scene. Phoebe, Joey, and Rachel are the ones already in the coffee shop. The rest of them just walk in. They don't eat or drink anything. This isn't her bill. This bill must be for Joey or Phoebe or Rachel. And yet it's treated like some grand gesture when Joey's like, I'll get that. And then, of course, the joke is he has to ask Chandler for the money.
You got $5, yeah.
But that food was not for her.
Okay, but let's assume it is for her. Why
Okay.
is it Joey, the povo, having to be the one like, oh, I'll get that?
Oh, firstly,
like Ross
sets
and
up the
Chandler.
joke of him asking Chandler for the money.
Sure, whatever.
But also, it just shows that Joey's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, any of them are like, I'll take it. But the ones who have money and don't think about it aren't leaping to take it. That gives me the shits. Anyway.
But that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, and then it's sadness. Sadness because Monica is fired. Cut to black.
Until the tag of the episode,
Yep.
where it's the guy's apartment, the phone rings, of course the machine gets it, and it's Jade looking for Bob.
Yep.
Saying that, she just wants one more wild night. She's sure that Bob is with someone else now.
Jade, can you just fucking grow a pair and get over this guy? Jesus.
Joey hears, and he leaps to answer the phone, and he falls down. That was all actually, that was not scripted. He was supposed to answer the phone and say, Bob here, and that was going to be the end.
Oh, okay.
But he fell by accident.
Oh,
and they just
that's a bit
kept
cute.
It. Yeah.
He seems like the clumsiest fucking cast member because, as we later find out in the reunion episode, him diving onto the couch, he dislocates his shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesus. Maybe just calm down, Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah. So that's it. How are you scoring this episode?
Oh, I love this episode because it does bring up some weird issues that happen when you're in your 20s and everyone's earning different amounts and it's all very awkward.
Yeah.
It's a 7 for me.
Yeah, it's also a 7 for me. I don't think it's the strongest episode ever, but it is a good one.
It's got some good lines in there too. Yeah, yep.
All right. Are you ready for a lightning round?
No, I'm so drunk.
Even after the nuggies?
The nuggies did help and the hydrolite helped a lot.
All right. This one's crazy easy, but whatever. Let's do it. Who is the second friend to find out about Monica and Chandler?
Rachel.
Yes.
You know what your nickname is, Mr. Big. Mr. Bigot. Yeah, I love it so much. Okay, your question. What do Monica and Ross decide to do to impress?
Is it the routine?
Damn it, I didn't even finish the
You didn't
sentence.
even have to finish the sentence.
Yeah. I just, the question's worded a bit strangely. to impress at the New Year's show taping. Yeah, I mean, yes, we know
Yeah.
it's the routine.
Okay, after the duck definitely does not throw up in Joey's bed, what does he find under Rachel's pillow?
You got born.
An erotic novel.
Yes, yep. When he's sweeping. Okay, where was the destination of Ross and Ellie? Oh my God, Ross and Emily's honeymoon that Rachel ended up on by herself?
Greece.
I'm going to need you.
I
to
knew
be
you were going to say that.
specific.
We've had this before.
I know we have. It was on one of our old cards.
Yeah. And I
you
remember
fucked it up then.
I said one of the more common. It's not like Mykonos or something. All right, I'm going to say Athens.
Damn it,
Yes.
Mrs. Geller. Why you cry?
Why you cry?
Why you cry?
Oh man. All right. Next week we are getting to the one with the baby on the bus.
Ah, yes. This is one of my least watched episodes. I'd say
same.
of the entire series. Yep. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yep.
that's fun.
Yeah. All right. So that's next week. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at pottymouthradio.com or pottymouthradio@gmail.com.
The desperate.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, all under the handle at pottymouthradio.
You're on X.
Definitely go join the Facebook listener community.
Nobody's on X.
Where you can also berate Noosk to show us her Chandler face. And please, if you like what we're doing, please leave a review.
Please leave a
wherever
review.
you listen. We appreciate it and we love you deeply, and we will catch you next week.
Yeah, I say appreciate too. I don't like people who say appreciate. I don't like it. I mistrust them.
50% of our audience say appreciate.
And they're all called Jade. Anyway. Oh, am I supposed to have a line? Hang on, I always quote a line. And we were just at home guessing Joey's fingers?
Yeah, okay, that'll do.
Edit. Editing here. Billy's gonna edit some stuff here.
You simply must stop.
I have.
What are you eating?
Hydrolyte.
Oh, right.
To hydrate.
So the
on
cold
account of the alcohol. So funny. Sorry. I'm ready to be professional. Billy's gotta edit my crunching out while he go gets the nuggets to put in my mouth. My hydrolyte is too cold for me. I wish there was a way to have hydrolyte tea. I've been singing so you don't have to edit.
I think they gave me Coke no sugar. Ugh.
That's what everyone wants these days.